This book was way hornier than I was anticipating. Empire of Storms is book 5 of Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series. And by now I have read 6 of these books, which means that I am committed, for better or for worse. Mostly both. Also, spoiler alert, I'm gonna spoil stuff. The relationship work in this book is genuinely compelling. Elide and Lorcan connect in ways that are very satisfying, and they account for a lot of really great scenes in this book. Dorian and Manon on these pages make me wish that the whole series was about them. 7 books, just them. Who says no? Also, Aedion and Lysandra get some good moments too. And because we already care about most of these characters, the book still holds our attention when it gives them a little room to breathe. There are some battle sequences in this book that genuinely crackle, and these are the moments when the book feels the most alive and dangerous. And then there's everything else. The series has developed a pattern that I can no longer unsee, and Empire of Storms carries that along very faithfully. Secrecy continues to be mistaken for intrigue. And newsflash, they are still not the same thing. We already talked about this in my Queen of Shadows review. The brilliant reveals that Aelin engineers fall increasingly flat because I no longer trust any tension that Maas tries to build around her. If Aelin is always in control, then nothing is actually at stake. And we feel that absence every time we start to tiptoe towards tension. And I don't care that Aelin doesn't tell anyone in her party. I don't really want to talk to most of them either. The problem is that the audience doesn't know, and we can't be afraid of what we don't know about. Fear creates tension. This book is also considerably hornier than the others, and I want to address that carefully and fairly. I'm not the intended audience. You're aware, I'm aware, we are all aware. My issue is not the presence of smut. My issue is that it sits in a very strange place tonally. This series is working very hard to convince me that it is serious epic fantasy. Very hard. And then we get a scene where Aelin is throwing neck for Rowan because he healed her hands a little bit. And I just don't know what smut in this book, and probably this series going forward, is supposed to be doing. Is it supposed to make her seem more passionate, empathetic, human? It's not sexy. It's not particularly fun. It's just a little goofy in a series that is trying really hard to not be goofy. It's very distracting. I also felt like the book had some pacing problems. It seems like there's a lot of fluff in here, and that tends to be the case for most of the books in this series, I think. Every one of these books has had a handful of really good moments, and they are just enveloped by nonsense around them, which generally makes every book rank a little lower than it probably should, because the highs are high, but there are just so many lows. The series has not yet figured out how to sustain and maximize what it does well. But I did think it was really fun to see characters from earlier books return, and they return in big and fun ways, which I love for us. So where does that leave us? I think Empire of Storms is the second best book in this series so far, after Queen of Shadows. Queen of Shadows just had a little more to it, a little more firepower. That wasn't supposed to be like an Aelin joke, but you're welcome. As far as Empire of Storms, the Elide and Manon storylines are worth your time. They make this book. They make a lot of this series, actually. The Aelin storyline remains a challenge that I endure rather than enjoy, but I think I get to get away from that in the next book, Tower of Dawn, which some people tell me to just skip. Naughty, naughty. For Empire of Storms, I would sum up that the good parts are great. There's just not enough of them. 2 to go. Bye.